This is so freaking awesome, dude. Look how what that one is. Hey, what's up, y'all? Today we are in Elgin, Texas. A awesome historical city in Texas, Central Texas, near Hill Country, and I came here last week and saw how amazing it was and how old the buildings were. I mean, look at that old feed mill. I mean, it's just amazing. So, finding a lot of railroad pins on the side of the railroad, obviously, which is so super amazingly awesome. I saw these railroad tracks and I was like, jackpot! I just knew there'd be awesome stuff. Like, I don't know, I always just imagine like somebody in a car and they're just like, you know, throwing stuff from the car when they're, you know, jumping off the train because they rode illegally for free and just kind of hopped on it or hopped off it. You know I've got wild ideas, but it's possible. So here's an awesome old linchpin which held the train cars together when in like a coupling or something. And then we're finding a whole ton of these railroad pins because when they redid the railroad tracks because they became rotted or deteriorated or just upgraded, I don't know, they just kind of threw them to the side, I guess, with some of the old wood. So, and then found this old awesome favorite Lone Star beer when they actually had to, you know, use a tool or a bottle opener to pop into those things instead of the it was the and then this awesome doodad, which I'm not really sure what it is, so if y'all know, hit me up in the comments. I'm thinking it's like maybe the top of like an old bottle or maybe a refresco, like a beverage, but so super cool. So finding awesome stuff just mudlarking here on the side of the railroad in this awesome historic town, so cool. So all these old feed mills, I guess, are used for like businesses now, maybe storage, or just kind of left here. I know that this is a pretty big hot spot for filming movies, because when I came the other day, they were filming a movie here. So it's just awesome. It's rare to find, you know, untouched historical land where it's just like, you know, from whenever, the 30s, 40s, 50s, what have you, or prior. It's just still left the way it was. So it's super cool, awesome, beautiful buildings, beautiful architecture, just left in the original state to deteriorate or whatever. But anyways, super cool, love this stuff, and I love just seeing what kind of awesome finds we can pick up and then use later in art. So y'all, what do you think this was? I found an old stick, so maybe you beat somebody up, stuck them in a barrel, lit it on fire. Just kidding. So what do y'all think this was? Do you think it was like is that like a giant magnet in there and then they just like picked up the barrels with it? Not really sure, but it sure is awesome. If you know, leave a comment. So a lot of this stuff was used in different movies, and you can tell by the one that's straight in front of the camera, it's from Transformers movie, where the Hollywood set people doctored up the side to look more fancy than it actually is naturally if it was blown up. All this stuff is obviously used for different sets and movies, and they even painted these old silos or whatever they're called to make them look more rusty than they are naturally. So on one side it looks like a silo, but on the inside it's actually made of wood. The Hollywood production companies or whatever paid for this set to look like there was another silo here. For some reason it was really important to them. Hey, what's up, y'all? We went on a very fun expedition in a historic part of Central Texas and saw some amazing buildings with insane architecture back from the late 1800s. Just absolutely stunning, and it was so fun to be there. I went there last week and was like, had to bring the cameraman, had to come back and see and see what we could find and kind of peruse down the railroad tracks, which is exactly what we did. So it was so super fun. I had a great time. We had a wonderful time. Found an old cottonseed oil gin, which had been abandoned, and the gates were left open, I think because it is used as a movie set now occasionally. I know that they've actually filmed a bunch of movies in that specific town. And I found noodles. Noodles! We found so many amazing pieces of railroad memorabilia. Pieces of old railroad track, miscellaneous stuff. I'm not really sure what these are called. They're shaped like a J. So you can make words that start with J or J's. So these are awesome. Some of them are super, super rusty and corroded. Some not so much. These were part of what was used on the actual train tracks, as well as a blazillion railroad pins. So many amazing things that I can do with these. So totally will be using those, as well as these. I forgot what they're called.
Lynch pins.
Lynch pins?
Yeah.
Put these lynch pins into the couplings that fit into the caboosers. Stick this up your cabooser. Just kidding. Okay, so anyways, got a couple of these. Not too many, just two. Look at how awesome this freaking railroad pin is. This is so amazing. Look at this. This looks like from the freaking Titanic. Okay, so found this awesome thing. This was Paul Revere's belt buckle. He got crazy with a harlot. He took off his belt buckle. It was very small because back then the people were extremely tiny. So either a belt buckle or a shoe buckle or a chastity belt buckle. I don't know. Y'all tell me. This was found by the railroad tracks. And these gloves are really long. They make me have ET fingers. I'm sorry. Anyways, very historical place, so you never know. If anyone knows, please, HMU, hit me up. Leave it in the comments because I love learning about all this stuff. Just oh, that's an inkwell. Oh yeah, because I knew that. No. Anyways, y'all are awesome. I so appreciate all of your help, and without you, I would never have known I had a pirate gun. So please, tell me about Paul Revere's belt buckle or, one of the famous Texas harlots' chastity belt buckles. So love it. Found an old, awesome, ancient Lone Star beer can. So cool. It's a instead of a, you know, yeah, you got it. So it says Lone Star. I promise you might not believe me because who the heck would go with that thing and then, yeah. But this is really old, so. Any ideas on how old that bad boy is, hit me up. Other awesome old pieces of cans and random awesomeness. Plant hooks. Just kidding, I have no idea. Just lots of weird doodads, because this was on Paul Revere's lantern when he was cruising through Texas. Found this awesome piece of, I'm not sure, a welder's mask for a hamster or a squirrel. No, I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm thinking it's a piece of heavy machinery. Like it's a piece of, like, I don't know, a tractor or crane, something big. It's very heavy. So fun stuff. And awesome big cans, because you know what? When you're gonna eat beans, don't mess around. You go big or you go home. You fill that tummy up with a big old can of beans, probably gasoline, but anyways, it's cool. I'm gonna go with beans, okay? And then, yes, I know this is kind of ridiculous, but it was a railroad tie. It was like way thrown, like yonder. So had to take it. It's a big piece of a railroad tie. Now remember, folks, when you're playing with railroad ties, they have been known to be carcinogenic. So don't lick them, eat them, chew on them. You may have some weird fetish where you eat strange things like Barbie doll torsos. Go ahead and don't eat the railroad ties. It's not a good idea. So, yeah, and there's lots of fun little doodads. We got somebody's dip can lid. I found this old stick. It's a whipping stick for naughty husbands or boyfriends, or just kidding, I don't know, but it was cool. I had to take it because I was thinking, could totally use it in a sign. Anyways, so we also had to take the cans, the big giant cans of awesomeness. So the big giant oil cans or whatever. I've actually, you know, seen these a lot before. Never with this sort of handle. I'm not sure what year those would be from, but super cool. I had to take them. So didn't even need to use my metal detector. Had amazing finds. I'm over the moon with how great, you know, the great number of railroad pins. There were actually more, and I didn't even take them because there were so freaking many. I was like, okay, when can you know, I kept running back to the truck and throwing them in the back, and I was just like, how many railroad pins do I need? It was like the mason jar deal. So we had a super awesome, great time in historical part of Central Texas today. Got to, you know, go up and down the railroads and find all these antique railroad pins and all that architecture that just seemed so untouched by time. So love that. And I will love using all these awesome pieces in my art, which I can't wait to show y'all. I plan on doing really soon. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time.